Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this past week's trades in the weekly recap. Before I get into the recap, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section of social media accounts. Also, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Now, I did finish the week with 15 wins and 2 losses for a win rate of 88.24%, which is definitely good, above my 85% weekly goal. Now, get right into it. Traded his room on the 14th. This is SPY calls it for 623, which is up here, rounded up, which is from this low over here from Friday's after hours. Now, I didn't take SPX at an open or at first half an hour. Actually, I did 20 minutes in. But the first play was Tesla. This is Tesla right here. Massive red candle, tail candle hammer. As soon as it broke, new lower day on this candle, I grabbed the 315 puts at 665. And then went from 665 to 730 in that drop right there. I mean, this candle just took off and just sold all the way off completely. So then I took SPX calls at 951, which is right here. Red 10-minute candle. It dropped down, quickly got bought back up, and then it popped a little bit right here, made new high a day. Actually, I took it right over 623.20. I took the 6260 calls. They went from 680 to 750, not much, then just dropped and just chopped. Very, very annoying Monday. Then I did finally take calls again at 1207, which is right here. I didn't want to touch it again in this choppy area after this play didn't really go anywhere. It just chopped around. It started to break out. It just came back down. It just stuck in this range, this dollar range, and I just didn't want nothing to do with it. So I waited, and we finally broke out of the range and pulled back, and it came back up to the 624.30. I grabbed calls. I grabbed the 62.65 calls at 5:30. As soon as I grabbed it, it turned around and stopped out. Then I went and grabbed calls at 321, which is 321 right here when it dipped right down to the 20 EMA, which is this blue line. Actually, no, I didn't. I got puts right here. Okay, I was misreading that. I took calls right here underneath the bodies of these candles of 624. As I say, I grabbed it right around at 624.70, but maybe I grabbed it up here. And well, you know, they went from 120 to 240. So, yeah, I think I grabbed it right here, right underneath the 624.70 areas where I grabbed it. The 62.65 puts. The reason that's why I thought it was calls again, because it was the same strike. But yeah, it was puts this time at $1.20, and they went from 120 to 240 right there. So they got 100% out of that. So not the way I really want to start on a Monday having a loss, but you know, it is what it is. Now Tuesday pre-market traded his room. I said, let's see. The SPY puts under 626.50, which is down here at this low. I didn't take SPY until 10 o'clock. Not quite sure why I waited so long. I don't know. I took it at 9:58. I took puts. I took the 62.65 puts at 580, and they went from 580 to 780. I took them here. Is this this is the one that retraced, and when it retraced, I grabbed it, which was kind of not the best idea to do. 9:58. Yeah, it's this candle. I got the retracement. I don't know why I didn't grab it here. One of the days I had a bunch of plays going. I don't think this was it though. I think that was Friday. But anyways, yeah, I got the retracement here, which I probably should have not done because it could have just V-rallied to the higher day. But I should have taken it over here. But I don't know. To be honest, I don't know why I took it here. I see why I grabbed the retracement, but by grabbing the retracement after it broke out of range, I don't know. That's questionable. Probably shouldn't have done that. I mean, even though it was a win and got $2 out of it, it could have definitely gone horribly wrong. I don't know why I didn't grab it right here, but I grabbed puts at 12.10. Which is right here. I see why here. Came up to VWAP. Well, I'm not quite close to VWAP. Came back down. And when it got underneath 624.40, I think I want to grab it. I was where I grabbed it. It's at 12.10. Oh, no, right here. Yeah, I grabbed it right here. Maybe I grabbed it on the 624. I don't know. I grabbed it somewhere in here, and then it bounced up a little bit. Then it flushed. I grabbed the 62.60 calls at 780, and they went from 780 to 1370, and that dump right there. So that worked out pretty good. Then I took puts at 350, which is right here. This candle. I remember this play. Going into the end of the day, it starts to pop a little bit. The last 20 minutes, well, 30 minutes. This is 330. And usually what happens is if between 330 and 350, if it's putting in green candles, they usually dump it. Now, if they're putting in red candles, the 350 algos will take it the other way. So being the green candles, and it came underneath the 623 20-ish area or 30-ish area, and so I got a 62.50 puts at $1.25, and they went from $1.25 to $10 in that dump right there. So that ended up being a really good play. You got to watch those last 10-minute plays, because that is exactly what ends up happening. They start to make it look like one thing, then the 350 algos come in, and it does something completely different. So now on to Wednesday, Trade Ideas Room. I said SPY calls over 624, which is up here. I took puts at 1007, which is right here in this candle. Again, why did I take it here? I don't know. Well, anyways, I grabbed this 62.30 puts at 670, and they went from 670 to 810 right here. So you might hear my son squawking in the background. He's upstairs playing. But anyways, yeah, another play I should not have taken. I got the right days, right? Yeah, I do. The 16th, the 16th. Another thing that happened, 2 red candles, and I got it here. I'm not quite sure why I did that, but I did it. Another play that's very questionable. That's why when I do these recaps, I'm seeing things in real time, and seeing my mistakes. Well, it's not really a mistake. I mean, I won. I mean, and made money off it, but I should not have taken either play. So questionable. Then I took puts at 1041, which is right here. It bounced up the view up, came back down. As soon as it broke 622, I grabbed puts. I grabbed the 62.35 puts at 680. It bounced, it dropped, and it bounced again, and I cut it right here in this play, this candle. And as soon as I cut it, I think literally a minute or two after I cut it, it dumped. I'm not quite sure what the news was. I think this was the news that Trump was threatening to fire Powell, or was considering it, or something along those lines. Then a V rallies on when he said, "Oh no, I didn't say that," and that kind of bullshit. That Trump just runs his mouth and says something crazy. The market dumps, so his little cronies can buy the dip and make money. It seems like that's the theme lately, is that Trump creates a dip and then it V rallies. So yeah. So yeah, I took a loss right here, but I jumped right back in it at 1058, which is right up here. No, 1058. What? 1058. Okay, well, maybe I didn't cut it here. Maybe I cut it in this candle. Yeah, okay, I didn't not cut it here. I cut it in this candle. And when it broke down below 622, this is when I grabbed it right here. I grabbed it again. So yeah, I grabbed it here. It popped. I cut it. And when it came back on the 622, I grabbed it again. And because it is bear flagging. I mean, drop here, flagging right here. I mean, it was a bull flag right here. It failed, and it kept dropped, and it created a bear flag, and that's why I took it here. And when it popped, I stopped out. When it came back down again really quickly, I took it, and I took the 62.35 puts is what I had last time. This time I had them at 750, and they went from 750 to 10. Must have been in this drop right here, and I sold it. Then this is when it happened. Yeah, afterwards. So yeah, I guess I got my wires crossed, but yeah, took it here, stopped, took it here again, and sold it. And it came back up, then it flushed, and I didn't get any of that. But I got the 1125 play right here. I put 6,200 puts. I think I took it under here, underneath the bodies of these two candles right here. I don't think I grabbed it up here. Oh, maybe I did. Oh, yeah, I did. I did grab it up here. Because this was the actual tweet where they were considering firing Powell. And when it came back up, I mean, I thought, okay, this is them firing Powell. I remember when Powell went into office, we flash crashed, and the market could just be, dumping hard, tricking everybody. And so when it popped up here, I grabbed the 6,200 puts at 590, and then it flushed through, and then went from 590 to 1450 on that dump right there. So, and this is the one that popped that I grabbed. I grabbed intentionally off the news that Powell was going to get fired, and I sold it. Then after this dump happened, another tweet came out saying that Trump never said that. And then it V-rallied, and yeah, it's just one of those days, like I said, Trump's creating the dip, and his crony little crooked Wall Street buddies are buying the dip, or his politician friends are buying the dip and making money. So yeah, it's sketchy as hell. I mean, it's no different than a pump and dump that these rooms do, so I mean, whatever. Anyways, traded his room on the 17th, which was Thursday. I said SPY puts in the 624, which is down here. It started to go up, and right before the market opened, it started to dump, and I thought for sure it was going to break the 624. It didn't, but I grabbed puts at the 1019, which is right here. Came up to the 620 area, 626 area, came back down, but once it got through, I think I grabbed it right here when it came back through VWAP, or I grabbed it right here at 625.70ish. I grabbed it somewhere in here, and then it ended up dropping. So yeah, the 62.70 puts I had from $6.70 to $10 right there. Then I got puts at 12.17. Oh, this is the one where it was going up, and I was perfectly timing the puts. I just didn't think it was going to go because of the Powell rumors. I mean, I thought maybe that the market was just being crazy, and that the Powell, any moment we were going to get another tweet from Trump to sink the market again. So I was kind of not comfortable on the call side. I was kind of waiting for the shoe to drop, and it just didn't. But I perfectly timed the puts though. So this one I had puts at 12.17, which is right here, right when it came up to 627.50, and as soon as I got underneath 627, that's when I grabbed puts. I got the 62.90 puts at 580, and went from 580 to $8. Then it ran again. It slow grinded up. I do not like this, so I was thinking end of day we're gonna dump. So once we got into the 628 area, I was grabbing puts, and it did. Right here at this candle. Actually, I grabbed it right here at this candle. So I grabbed it as 321. It was this candle right here. Bounced up, then it finally dropped. So yeah, I had the 6,300 puts at 240, and they went from 240 to 390 right there. So they ended up being pretty good. Now on to Friday. Traded his room. I said SPY puts under 628. SPY puts under 628, which is right here at this low. It's not really doing anything right here, but I did take puts at 10 o'clock. As soon as it broke, I want to say it was this green line right here, 624.50-ish. I grabbed the 6,300 puts at $7, and they went from $7 to $13. Head and shoulders, you get the left, the head, and the right shoulder. So once it got below the 628, this area right here, that we were going to flush through, and that's exactly what we did. Then I took 5 minutes later, I took Tesla puts, because we opened up at 321, and it made almost a $10 run in less than a half an hour. In 3:30, I had major hourly resistance, as you can see right over here. 3:30, yeah, right over here. 3:30. This is 3:30 level. Rejected, rejected, and rejected, and rejected. So we had major. Ignore this candle right here. This is happening right now, but this is Friday right here. So I was looking way over here, going into heavy hourly resistance on the I'll block that out, on the hour after a $10 run. So as soon as I got to 3:30 and came back down, I grabbed the 3:30 puts at 290, and they went from 290 to $5 and I dropped right there. So 10 minutes, almost 10 minutes, and then half an hour going into hourly resistance. I'll take that every time. Then the last play was puts at 10:59, which is right here. All these red candles, put in a green candle, and once it broke lower day, which is right around the 627.25 area, I grabbed the 62.90 puts at 770, and they went from 770 to 930, and I just called it quits. So it ended up being a really good week. Can't complain whatsoever. And hopefully next week will be just as good. And that's going to do it for the recap. And thanks for watching.